Thanks for joining us on another episode of The Grind. Here's your host, JB.
Hey, thank you, Pierre. Welcome back to another episode of The Grind. Man, I tell you what, if you see John Mark running around town, you just need to hug that dude's neck. He's got them stacked up for us at Boone right now. It's great to see the additions joining the Mountaineer family, and knowing John Mark and spending a little bit of time in conversation with John Mark, I know he's excited to get some help. So it's been a long time coming. We're going to speak to the newest Mountaineer here in just a second. But before we do, I want to thank a couple of people that have recently joined our Patreon group. As you know, we put together a Patreon group to help support our efforts here at The Grind. It is, as I said before, it is a labor of love for sure. But one thing, it's not free to do everything that we do. A lot of the streaming platforms that we use, and especially the equipment that we're using, it definitely comes with a price. So it's been an interesting transition for us to move to a Patreon group, and we definitely appreciate those supporters. And Billy Gagne, Dominic Parisi, and Jesse Marlowe are the first three. Jesse's actually our Patreon number one. So we definitely appreciate you guys joining us and supporting the program. As I've said, we are in conversations, and hopefully we'll have some things to announce by the end of the week. Those that are in the Patreon group, we have posted a little teaser, a little sneak peek at the website that we're developing. So they've been able to see that and get that out there. And they've definitely been a part of developing that. As anybody that's in website development knows, to do it right is not cheap, nor is it free at all. So they've definitely been a part in supporting that effort as we develop that website and try to develop the brand a little bit more with what we're doing with supporting App State Wrestling. So we definitely appreciate the Patreon members that have joined us. If you're interested in joining us, I will drop the link in the chat here. We definitely appreciate the support. I will tell you, one thing that we're committed to doing is donating 50% of all of our proceeds every month directly to the wrestling program. Obviously, that's my biggest goal, is to promote that the wrestling team and the program here in Boone at App State. And it definitely is a very integral part of why we started this and why the grind is the thing. There, I dropped the link in the chat over here on Facebook. So if you're interested, come over here, check it out. We would definitely greatly appreciate the support. We've got a lot of things in the works. Some of it can't tell you too much about yet because we don't have it nailed down. But what I can say is we're developing a website to bring all of the content together. We are working with a couple of writers right now to try to get them on board and be able to do some written content for you covering the team. And I'm also looking for some graphics, video, audio editors. So if anybody's out there maybe interested, we are looking to add to our team. Like I said, for a lot of us, it is a labor of love. But if there needs to be some considerations for the work, we can definitely speak of that as well. But we're really trying to grow what it is that we're going to do here at The Grind, especially before the new season starts, because it's a great program. Definitely deserves all the coverage that we can get it. And John Mark has really been an open book for us, with an open door to the program. As you know, we've we've been able to get some news out there a lot before anybody else. So it's been fun to be on this end of it. And just like the announcement with DJ here, that we'll bring him on here in just a second to talk a little bit more about his transition there. So great program. I think you guys will find value in it. The wrestling room that we have set up is a private Facebook group where we can get some early access content out there for you, get some announcements like we did with DJ out there, and hopefully we'll have the schedule here soon if I can sweet talk John Mark out of it. Maybe he'll let us drop that soon as well. So check it out if you're interested and appreciate all the support that we have so far. And without further ado, let's go talk to DJ. DJ, man, it is great to see you in Boone.
Man, I'm so happy to be here, man. I love it here.
Yeah, so we talked a little bit, and we didn't get too far into the conversation about your transition from wrestler to now the volunteer assistant for Appalachian State Wrestling. And we're not going to get into your Beyond the Mat episode because we'll wait until you've been here a little bit before we talk about your entire wrestling career. But tell us a little bit about your college career, because you're a young guy. We can see by looking at you on the screen there. You're a young guy, just coming, not your first trip to Boone, as we said, but you've traveled to Boone a couple of times.
Yeah. As a college career, yeah, I've been down here, I think twice, maybe just the one time, I think. And I wrestled Cody Russell last year here, at packed crowd. Man, it was crazy. They were screaming, shouting. People were just all after me the whole time. And I swear it made me tired, all them fans. And he ended up catching me at the end and beat me like 5-3. But yeah, that sparked my interest. I was like, wow, they got a following down here. This is something special. But no, as far as my Lockhaven career goes, yeah, no, 5 years in the Haven, 4,000 kids, small little school, Division I wrestling and field hockey, really only Division I sports. But boy, did I have a fun time there with and learned so much from Scott Moore and all the guys there. And they've really brought me to where I am today to be able to help these guys now down here.
Yeah, man, we're definitely grateful that you're here at the program and able to join us here at Boone. So you're a 3-time qualifier. I mean, you definitely had some accomplishments in your collegiate career. And like I said, we're not going to dig too far into your history of wrestling and your past of wrestling, but you've obviously had your success. Division I wrestler at Lockhaven. Lockhaven, I will tell you, if you're not a follower of Appalachian State, when Lockhaven comes to town, it is a battle. I mean, it's definitely not one of those teams that come to town that we're pretty confident we're going to win. I think it's always, one of those toss-ups. One of them's going to get the better of the other, and somebody's got to walk away as the winner. But it's definitely never an easy battle for App State. And as DJ said, it is Cody Russell's battle with him last season was a big match for Cody. And that was a great win for the team that they ended up taking that duel. But yeah, it is a battle. I'm sure that Lockhaven, coming from Lockhaven, Appalachian State Wrestling, you've probably heard about it, their past and their history together. So it's definitely one of those programs that stand out to you, I'm sure.
Yeah, man, John Mark, and he comes down there with that intimidating bald head when we were across the mat. He looks tough, man. He coaches hard, and he definitely brings the fire. So it was definitely something to experience, and he was what stood out to me when I was on the other side of the map. But now I love the guy, and he couldn't be a better mentor to where I'm headed.
Yeah, don't let John Mark's looks get too far out of control. He's just a big teddy bear on the inside. Get him out on the golf course, and he loses that competitive edge a little bit. Not really. not really. If you get John Mark out on the golf course, I think he's probably even more competitive once he gets out on the golf course. But yeah, it's definitely one of those matches when those guys are on the schedule and come to town. It's going to be a battle for Lockhaven. So tell us a little bit about Lockhaven. You said it's a little bit smaller town, smaller college, still Division I wrestling. Tell us about the success of the program that you come from.
Yeah, man. We did a lot with what we had. We didn't have the kind of resources that we had down here as far as like a nutrition, a strength coach. They have so much here. But where we were at, man, we won a EWL title 2 years back to back. My junior and my sophomore and junior year, my redshirt sophomore and junior years, we won back to back EWL titles. We sent like 6 guys to nationals both of those years. Top 20 team finishes, both of those, an 18 and a 16. Like we were right up there with the best of them. And and that's not where we were at when I got there as an incoming freshman, man. We were kind of like a 500, sub 500 team, but then that first 2 years that I was there, man, we brought in some good guys. We had Chance Marsteller come in, Thomas Haynes, and had some people, and we got some good leaders. And my little class came up through, and man, we had a good stout group of like 8 to 10 dudes that were just in a fight every time, and we ended up having a lot of success.
So I just looked up the history, App State history with Lockhaven. I didn't realize it, but this past season was the first time the App had beaten Lockhaven, right? Didn't App won that duel, correct? I mean, it was pretty close.
App won last year for sure.
Yeah, App won last year. So that just, man, I just now realized that looking it up. Our record against Lockhaven prior to last season was 0-6. So that just tells you the type of program that DJ is coming from. It is not a pushover program by any means. Those guys, it's a Pennsylvania team. Definitely those wrestlers, as we talked about, DJ coming up in the Midwest. Wrestling's kind of in the blood. I'm sure you probably have the similar story that everybody else has in it, but yeah, that's an interesting fact. I mean, it just goes to say, coming into it, obviously, they're a hammer of a program, and not an easy program to catch a win from. But catching that win from them last season was pretty big. And I will tell you, the crowd was pumped, as DJ said. That crowd was pretty rowdy for Lockhaven, and they travel pretty well. I think you guys brought a pretty good crowd with you that time as well. You guys had a few people over there on your side of the mat for sure.
Yeah, we got some Lockhaven faithfuls, man. That alumni group and that fan base is tough, man. We would get the old Thomas Fieldhouse in Lockhaven rocking for a few. The year before we wrestled out, man, that was the biggest crowd we'd ever had. We had the place, people were standing up and barely could see, and that was rowdy. We made it pretty similar environment to the way it was down here when the year before, man. We ended up taking it from them, and we had guys shouting too, and that home field advantage is huge, and we had it that year before in Lockhaven.
Man, I can't tell you how excited I am to have you on this episode and to hear you talk about the crowds at wrestling matches. That is one thing that I tried to tell everybody most of my friends are football fans. And as you probably know, there's a lot of football fans in Boone because we do also have a pretty good football team. And I try to tell them all, listen, just come to Varsity Gym and just give it a chance. Just give the wrestling team one dual match with a good competition there in Varsity Gym to see what that crowd is about. And I will tell you, you will be hooked. But it's cool to hear you say that and to talk about the atmosphere and the excitement and everything else that's happening at those duels, because it is, for me, I love football, but I will tell you right now, I've said it just a couple of days ago, the intimacy and the atmosphere inside a Varsity Gym during a dual meet with a high caliber program like Lockhaven that we can walk away with a win for is second to none. Football's great. I get it. Football was fantastic when we had Wake Forest up here and took them very close to beating them. But I will tell you right now, Varsity Gym, Lockhaven, Varsity Gym, NC State, Varsity Gym, UNC, Varsity Gym, Duke. I mean, you name any of those programs that come to Varsity Gym, and Varsity Gym is electric. And those student athletes have got to thrive off that. So it's always fun to be a part of that type of environment and hear DJ talk about it. DJ, where are you from originally, born and raised?
All right. It's a little town called Warren, Pennsylvania, and it's probably an hour southeast of Lake Erie. So it's in the sticks. It's not a big town, but definitely definitely in the heart of wrestling country, right? Especially up that far. You definitely, you probably was out on the mat close to right after beginning to walk up there, I'm sure. Oh yeah, my dad was a good wrestler, was a state champ in PA. He had me going up there at age 5, playing shirt tag and stuff. So yeah, I've been breathing it since I was little tyke.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. So Are you married? Girlfriend? Did you come down alone? Let's talk a little bit of personal information on DJ. Get to know you a little bit more outside of wrestling. What's your status?
All right. So 5 weeks ago, I got married to my college girlfriend. We had met at Lockhaven and dated for 4.5 years, and then finally just got married a couple weeks back and had a blast. Had a little outside wedding with a lot of our college people, and we had fun.
Awesome, man. We've got newlywed on the show. That is even better. Let's celebrate DJ's wedding, man. Congratulations to that. I know that's a big move right after college, so definitely congratulations on that. So the wife, she in Boone yet with you? You here alone for a little bit? Did the missus come to Boone with you?
Yeah, we just moved in last night. Officially, she had just come down like a week after I did. I was staying in Airbnb, and then she's figuring it out. She's kind of a wedding photographer that's just kind of getting off and running. She's got some weddings booked back in PA, but is trying to get things going down here too. And so she's going to be back and forth a little bit. But for right now, she's down here with me. And a little plug, her company's Moody Mountains Photography. So give her a follow on Instagram.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Well, we might be able to, maybe we can get her mat side. Does she take any wrestling photos? Did she do any photography in college?
She did take photos of me with the camera, so I think we could work something out and get her down here for some sweet edits.
Yeah, man, that would be pretty cool. We could definitely use some action shots on our on the site and to help out with what we're trying to do. So the wife's moved in, you guys are settled in. She's a wedding photographer. She's in great country. I mean, I'm sure she probably knows this by now, but the high country of North Carolina is pretty popular for weddings. Obviously, we've all kind of taken a hit with the wedding thing this year, but she's definitely right at home for where she needs to be.
Yeah, for sure. We got up on the Blue Ridge the last couple nights, and boy, it's something else, man. I don't see that something like that takes your breath away like that is when you get up there on some of those overlooks, man. This place is cool.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. So DJ, when you're not wrestling and the wife's not taking photographs of weddings, what is it that you guys enjoy doing? What's your hobbies?
So I'm a dog dad. It keeps me busy. A 3-year-old golden retriever that's been with me through college too, and love to get out and hike with her, and big coffee guy, huge coffee guy. Been probably to at least majority of the shops in town down here already, and the wife and I are big coffee junkies, and like to go get a beer once in a while too. So we just like we're kind of those kind of people to just kind of keeping under control with the dog and the hiking and going and getting coffee and keeping it low key. Yeah,
man, that's good. As you know, you're in good country for hiking. There's plenty of hiking trails around here. You're pretty dog friendly, so you should be able to find some other people that match that as well. Coffee, obviously, there's some great roasters around here. I will tell you, don't ask John Mark for coffee advice. He's probably going to try to send you to Dunkin' Donuts or something like that. But definitely some good roasters around here. Local Lion's a good one. Hatchet's a good one. Bald Guy's a good one. I mean, there's definitely not a bad local coffee spot. So you guys will definitely find some coffee to be able to enjoy around here. So what else is it that we should know about DJ before we see him on the side of the mat in Varsity Gym? What is it that what are you most excited about living in Boone and being a part of App State Wrestling?
Yeah, I mean, actually I got up here, John Mark picked me up at the football field, and that hit me different. It's something, just being in a program that's got that campus vibe where that people have so much passion for the football team and have like the Saturday spirit kind of thing, and they got draperies everywhere, and there's A's on everybody's house I've ever seen down here. So just like the community, man, it's crazy. There's just so much passion for the university down here that I have never seen anywhere else other than like Big Ten schools that I've driven through. Like, this is just a cool campus environment. Like, the whole town stays young. You know what I mean? It's just, holy smokes, everybody's just still living in college, seems like.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good, man. I'm happy to hear those type of comments come from you. And one thing that we talked to a lot of people about, and I had a conversation today through App State to non-traditional students, was don't forget to realize how special the campus is. We're a very, it's very compact campus. We're you can walk to anywhere on campus. But like you said, it's a big college feel in a very small campus. And obviously athletics is a big part of campus life, and everything around here in Boone really thrives off of it. So it's good to hear you say things like that. Your short time in Boone, you've only been here a few days. What are the cool eats places that you've been to so far? What's the pizza place? I'm sure you've hit up a pizza place or two. What's the eats that you're enjoying in the good town of Boone?
All right, I've been to the Cardinal. I've been to the Boonshine Brewery, I think it's called. Been there. Where have I been? A new grocery store called the Earth Fair is cool. I like that place. That's where I've been. Rolled down there on King Street, starting to feel out the streets a little bit, but trying to think. I haven't been out to eat a ton, other than I like to kind of grocery shop when I can and try to keep it on a budget sometimes. But and then the AMB, I like that little brewery, Appalachian Mountain Brewery. Man, that place has a cool little outside vibe where you can kind of sit down and grab a beer and some food or something,
Yeah, A&B's not too bad. That's definitely a good brewery. Boonshine is definitely a good brewery. Yeah, I mean you're hitting all the marks. If you've been to Boonshine and A&B, you've kind of hit all the good ones in town. So it's definitely one of those communities where the local eats are so good. Cardinal is, man, that is. That is one of those places I love to go, but I never ever think about it in time that I don't have to wait. And then I'm like, I don't want to wait another 45 minutes for dinner. So, but when I do get there, it is definitely a treat. It's hard to beat their burgers there at Cardinal, and they obviously have a great draft selection as well. DJ, what else is it that we need to know about you, and what's your kind of... Before we get to that point, what is your first impression of walking into the wrestling room and the team right now? Obviously, you've only been there a couple of days. We talked a little bit about it off camera, but what's kind of your first impression with those guys?
Well, the wrestling room itself, man, a beautiful place. It's 3 long mats deep, fits a ton of people in there. That's bigger than what I was used to. At Lockhaven, we had 2 tiny mats, and man, it was blue collar. Everybody was packed in, and we were running in and banging heads, and it was just we were just scrapping on 2 mats. But now I like it, man. It's spread out. Everybody's got a space. So the wrestling room, man, that's something special. At yellow and black, it hits you right when you walk in that you're in a cool environment. And as for the guys, though, man, these new freshmen that are coming in. I've been at probably 3-4 freshmen, just 8 to 10:30, like getting 2 hours in with these techniques. Man, these guys are getting it. There's a good group of freshmen that we got coming in, man, and the older guys, they're doing a good job of leading, and the whole team is just a family. And I think that's what I'd say. It's my first impression is, boy, everybody's a family, and there's no hard feelings. Everybody's there to pick each other up, and I just love it.
Yeah, we're talking to DJ Fehlman, newest addition to the Mountaineer family. DJ, man, it's been great talking to you today. I look forward to seeing you on the edge of the mat. I will tell you that it gets, as you know, John Mark gets pretty animated over there, so you might have to hold him back a few times. But looking forward to seeing you out there, man, once these guys hit the mat and take on have their first duel in town. Welcome to the family. Welcome to Boone. Number's there. You have my number. Let's grab dinner with the spouses some night in the near future and get to know each other a little bit more. Appreciate your time tonight. Any parting shots? How can people find you on social media, DJ?
Yeah, I'm most active on Instagram at DJ_Fehlman. So just message me or follow me, whatever you got to do on there. I'll be around.
Awesome, DJ. Appreciate your time, man. Look forward to chatting with you a little bit more. Hopefully we'll get you on one of these updates sometimes and you can give us an update on the progress, and definitely appreciate your time. Hey, thanks for joining us. Thanks for tuning in for another episode. We've got some words from Mountaineer Works, man. Chad Mitchell over there at Mountaineer Works, and those boards and the cornhole boards and everything else that he's doing is amazing. If you're interested in it, get a hold of him. Be a part of what he's doing. He makes a great product. Appreciate you. In the chat is a Patreon if you're interested in joining. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you Monday. There's another episode. We've got another episode coming up Monday with Dominic Parisi and Beyond the Mat. He's got another episode coming up for you then. Thank you for tuning in, and check out Mountaineer Works. This episode of The Grind is proudly sponsored by Mountaineer Works. Mountaineer Works, owned and operated by Appalachian State alum and athletics photographer Chad W. Mitchell. Chad designs and builds officially licensed, unique cornhole board sets, and today I give my all plaques that will surely rock your tailgate, party, backyard barbecue, office, or creative space. They're sculptured smooth in the wood lab, fire coated at over 3,000 degrees, and paint dyed in the Cornhole Conservatory to complement their one-of-a-kind grain, then App State branded. The best part is you choose from a set of pre-approved color layouts and App State logos to personally design your cornhole boards, and today I give my all plaque. Mix it up or match it up, you can't go wrong. Show your Mountaineer pride as these make solid gifts for deserving folks. Find Mountaineer Works on Facebook and Instagram to place your order or ask a question.
This has been a production by Yosef Media.